Hi, Denise. This is Leo. Evans and I just got back from church and we are having coffee. We're getting ready to go to Gary's house. We're going to have dinner there. We've tried to make dinner at his house once per month since the 1st of January. We celebrated the first there, and so we had dinner again on in February and again in March, and now this is April. So what we're gonna do, I did make 93% fat-free grass-fed beef lasagna with spinach. And then we're gonna have, which is not good, fried chicken. But I know that's something he loves so very much. And he has held himself off from buying fried chicken so he can have some today. This can be his cheat day. And we're going to have spinach, a spinach, a raw spinach salad with tomatoes and onions. So Evans is hoping to play a game with Gary after we finish. But I didn't tell you this. I have been having like something like chills. I would go out and come back in. I'd get so chilled and I would have sweats. So I went to the doctor and he ordered a whole battery of lab work and everything came back. So it must have been a virus because this would not be every day. It would be off and on, maybe a week in between, and then I'd have another cold spell. So one thing the test did show, and I'm taking heed to that. This has been over 20 years that I've had any issues with my cholesterol. My cholesterol has been perfect, almost like a teenager's cholesterol. And all of a sudden now 129 and below of the HDL, that's the bad cholesterol, is elevated. But my total cholesterol is normal. My LDH, which is the good cholesterol, is normal. So I went on the internet and looked up, and I found out some of the foods that I can eat: tuna, salmon, mackerel, black beans. I can make taco salads, spinach, and all of that stuff. So I'm going to start with that. Now, the only thing, like I told Evans, that I could see that could have increased it. Number one, I have not been walking, but that had nothing to do with it because for years, that when I didn't exercise, that was not a problem. I Evans and I have been eating this orange chicken from the Asian food place, and we buy it in packs and cook it. It comes, I think you put it in hot oil and then you put Evans prepares and put the sauce over it. Usually you serve it on a bed of rice, but I haven't bought any cauliflower, so I just ate mine. And I have been eating some pizzas with him. Now, pizza, not from the commercial places, but sometimes Crocus has it on sale, and we just buy the ones you make in the oven, and we make it. And I have one serving maybe twice a week or once a week, but I'm going to have to cut that out. Unfortunately, because of the cheeses, they are so high in cholesterol. And the of course the sausage and the pepperoni, you don't have to have that, but the cheese is a pizza is not a pizza without cheese. And then my blood sugar has not been it's not any worse, it's not getting any better. I'm still A1C, and that is your blood collection of blood sugar over 3 months. It's averaging out 103, and normal would be not below 99. So I'm thinking now it's 60 to 99. When I was in nursing school, it was 120 to it was 80 to 120, and they have lowered a lot of the values since then. So it's been lowered. Now, this is not unusual for me. I just for whatever reason have not been able, it's like 103. I have not been able to get those 3 points down. The only thing that I can see that might be interfering with that is that we figured out a way to have white potatoes without frying them and without adding oil. We have an air fryer. So you cut them in French style and then you put your seasoning on them and spray the bottom of the container in the air fryer. So we have filters. We spray that and then you put them in there and then you put some cooking spray on top. Cooking spray is supposed to be zero. So it's not having anything to do with my blood sugar, but I have to face facts. I might not want to. According to my research, fried potatoes are probably just as worse as eating a bowl of ice cream. They really, really are bad for people who struggle with this blood sugar thing because once they are completely broken down, they break down to sugar. Now it's recommended to eat the yams, but to tell you the truth, I tried the air fried yams, and neither Evans or I didn't go for it. But the air fried potatoes are just absolutely delicious. And it's almost like you're cheating and getting away with it because you can put them in. You are not adding any cholesterol. We didn't add olive oil. We didn't add any kind of a butter, nothing. And you just get away with them. So I'll have to cut back on those. I'm not a person, as I told you, who buys bread. We don't buy cakes. I don't buy cookies. Now, I do buy sometimes those breakfast cookies. I used to buy those, and they got out of control, and I said I had to stop buying those. Those are the ones that come like four little skinny ones in a pack. And I did like almond, chocolate covered almonds, so I can control that. Because I said, and I prayed and asked Father to forgive me. I will not sit here and abuse his body that he's given me. Whatever years he's given me, he's given them to me to serve him and not to just be a glutton. Now, I do not believe I am different from the minister of wellness. This is just my belief. I have no evidence to back it up in the Bible. But I do not believe that Father um, does not allow us to find pleasure in the food that we're eating. But we must respect our bodies, know what they do to our bodies, and choose things that are less damaging to our bodies as we can. Now, you don't have any control over how they were grown. You don't have any control over whether or not fertilizer was used. You don't have all of that control. But the control that I do have is what I choose. Now, the grass-fed beef, fine. When I put that into the lasagna, we didn't get not a teaspoon of oil out of it. So you have to put water in it actually to keep it from sticking. So that's the way I figured out that I could still make some of Gary's Italian foods that he loves so much. But also, I also came to the conclusion I'm going to have to stop using seasoning salt because the sodium is what Gary counts when he goes to the store. And I'm going to have to let him season his own spaghetti and just make it with turkey or with grass fed, and then he can decide to put the seasoning. I can put all the Italian seasonings in and the pepper and some of the red pepper in, and he can do the rest of it. So we have to find a way to survive. But I also believe we need to find a way where we're not going to be so strict until we end up triggering ourselves to just binging and binging and binging and binging. And that's why I said that I do not believe that I told Gary that he has to give up everything, but we just got to figure out a way how to make it that is appropriate for him. So today, I am hoping that he will enjoy himself. And I told Evans he can keep the chicken if there's any left over. He's been so good. To my knowledge, he hasn't purchased any fried chicken, and I don't know when. He loves it. He absolutely loves it. So I hope he enjoys it. I'm feeling pretty good today, and I'm just going to be thanking Father. And as I said, I'm going to be doing what the research said. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm in cholesterol level where I'm up, oh my God, 400 and 500, but I don't want to get there. Just, I'm 131, my HDL, 129 is the low highest. So I am 30, 31. I'm 2 points away from the highest normal. So I don't plan to get any higher than that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start eating my raw spinach and my tomatoes. Tuna, I absolutely love. And that was one thing that was recommended in the research that I looked up. So I can have a boiled egg in my tuna. I can have onions or dehydrated onions in my tuna. I can have celery, or I use celery seeds. I can have that in there. And when you fill it up and make it like a salad, then I can serve it on tomato slices. I know I can't because I forgot about the inflammation. No, I don't need the tomatoes. But I can just have 3, 4, 5 crackers and eat it with it, and that will be fine. Salmon is extremely high here. But we do what we need to do. When Evans and I eat salmon, I mean, we used to really pick out on salmon, but it got so, so high. But we can have salmon once in a while. Black bean tacos, be no problem. All of those things that we just have to be creative and want to do what we want to do. When it comes down to doing our hair, doing our makeup, we do what we want to do. When it comes down to our bodies, we need to be respectful and respect our bodies. And I am in no condition now to sit here and just eat myself and eating things that I know are wrong. As I said, some people would probably not worry about it. You're 2 points over the high normal. Yeah, I'm not 400. I'm not 500. But why sit here and just continue to indulge until I get 400 or 500? No, those 2 points have to come down. As my mom used to sing this song, Satan, your kingdom must come down. It's got to come down. I'm not going to sit here and just absolutely just stick and kill myself. Now, this doesn't explain all of the other tests were absolutely normal, except for the one with the blood count, and I do know I have thalassemia, so that's something that you're born with, and it's just where your blood cells are smaller than other people's blood cells. Doesn't mean I don't have sickle cell. They're shaped just like everybody else's, but they're just smaller. So you're prone to fatigue. You're prone to have a low, just a slight anemia, but my hemoglobin was fine. And actually, I had no idea that I had thalassemia until, oh my God, I must have been near 50 years, around 50 years old. My white blood count went down, and the doctor sent me to a hematologist, and that hematologist found out that I had thalassemia. Not the, now, my white blood count was down to the point where my immunity was very, very low. I probably should have been wearing a mask because I was like down to 2005 to 1 to 10 is normal. So in his research, he found out, and he was questioning me about my parents. Neither one of my parents were born in the Caribbeans. I don't know how in the world I came up with this cell. Nobody knows. I had no idea. I've had 2 children. I've been in the hospital many times, and I've never heard a doctor. And if they did a complete blood count on me to tell me that my cells were abnormally small, so that's there. That's going to be a part. That's a part of me. That's not going any place. And I understand that. The fatigueness, I can understand that from that. But the things that I can do, those are the things that I want to do. You are a great inspiration to me. And how you are not even a nurse, but you go online and find out what you need to find out to help take care of yourself. And that's what we have to do. My vitamin D level, I was just so happy with it because it's 81.4. And and the doctors would say 40 up to 100 would be normal. So I'm just in that perfect range with my vitamin D. So that'll help my immunity. And I'm just thanking and praising Father for all he's done for me, because now they threatened last winter that we were getting this abnormal virus that was coming. And I haven't heard too much about it. And I hope it doesn't come this way. I hope you and the children are having a good time. And I am sure your nephew Gary will send you some photographs of today's dinner. Evans is going to take up a game. He was able to force Gary almost into saying that he would play a game when Gary found out it was only 1 hour. Because see, Gary's not a board game person that likes to sit still, but he loves the arcade. And I get so tickled because I think it's the stimulation, the purple and red lights and the woo, that noise that's going on. He functions in there like everything. He could go to the arcades every day, though we don't have that kind of money. But he loves the arcade. But when it comes down to boxing games, he does what he has to do. When he comes over here, usually just have some bonding time with his brother. And I remind him, I want them to be brothers and to just have some bonding time. So I guilt him into it. So I think, and he kind of come over and say, when are we going to do the game? Because he knows he got to do it. He'll do it and get rid of us. Like all of the things that he does, he'll do his housework before he sits down. He does everything to get it. Keep everything in front of him rather than be behind him. So I hope you're having a great day. Tell the babies hi for me. Kiss little Carrie and tell Keisha and Justin hi. And I'm waiting for Evans's book to come back so we can start on that. God bless you and God take good care of you. And I love you, Sister Lee.